You good?
Just so you know.
Okay.
If it rings, it's not my fault.
All right, recording is on. All right, here we go.
The following is brought to you in part by MFC Studios. The views of the show's host and guests do not necessarily reflect those of the management, owners, or staff of this radio station. And now, it came from the radio.
Toy and welcome once again to It Came From The Radio, the official show of the Big Apple Con. This is your host, Mark Torres, speaking. We're here live in front of a live studio audience
Yay!
at the East Meadow Public Library for our 99th live show. I'm here with our senior correspondent, Charlie Saladino, who had no idea it was a 99th live show, did you?
No, I was really shocked about that. Hello, fun seekers.
And we had, boo! And we have a special guest we're going to be talking to with about none other than artist, writer, and puppeteer.
Oh, yeah, I guess kind of.
Well, no,
Yeah,
artist and writer,
Yeah, artist
and
and writer.
occasional puppeteer.
Occasional puppeteer.
Penny Schneider.
Hello.
So, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking with Penny in just a few moments, which is awesome because she's right here. But before that, we have to take it away with the news. The news is brought to you in part by the fine folks at sci-fi.radio. That is sci-fi,
For your Wi-Fi.
as well as the fine folks of the Big Apple Con, which we are the official radio show of, celebrating over 26, 7, 8, 9 years of comic book ness and pop culture stuff. For more information, go to www.bigapplecc.com. The next convention is scheduled all the way for next year, November the 21st, 2026. Tickets are not on sale right now.
Because it's all the way for next year.
Right.
Yes.
And also want to give our shout outs for our Patreons, of which there are, there we go, Danny Grillo, award-winning director Jared Burrell, Newsday famous Dress and Media, Shad Rather Art, Yasmin and Ray, The Huracan, and Millie Portez. Want to have your own little shout out? Go to our website, www.itcamefromradio.com. Little button on there takes you right to our Patreon page. Also, on our website is my book, Designated, a book about two warring alien races fighting over a newly discovered power source. The war finds its way to planet Earth, and as a result, some human skin abilities. Issue 1 is on sale right now. Issue 2 should be coming out next year, but for the rest of the year, for 2025, all books are 50% off, so you just go on there and get yourself a deal. And also, oh, that's it. I usually have one other thing, I forget. But
You were
we
looking
here.
at me like also, and I
Yes,
said,
Charlie
I got
should know.
nothing.
Charlie should know.
Yeah.
So normally we start off with the sad news, and we have one bit of sad news for today. Actor Jeffrey Garcia died recently from a collapsed lung stemming from complications of pneumonia. While being a stand-up comedian, Jeffrey is perhaps best known for his role of Sheen Estevez in the Jimmy Neutron franchise. He was Jimmy's best friend in the series and also had his own spin-off cartoon. He was 50. Now, Penny, you did say you are familiar with the kid stuff. Are you familiar with Jimmy Neutron?
Yes, I am.
And you're familiar with Sheen's work? Are you a fan of the series?
Yeah, I liked it.
Charlie, you a Jimmy Neutron fan?
No.
So
I could lie and say, yeah, but then he was gonna ask me a question, I don't know.
that's it for the sad news.
No.
So moving on for the not as sad news.
But that is sad.
Yeah,
Anybody.
50 years old.
Yeah, whether you
collapsed
know him or
lung.
not, I mean.
So moving on from the not as sad news, from the That's a Lot of Nuts department.
That's a lot of nuts.
The new Five Nights at Freddy's sequel has taken in the #1 spot in the domestic box office, pulling in $64 million in ticket sales in its first week of release, beating out the new Zootopia sequel, which came in at the #2 spot, making an additional $43.4 million in its second week of release. For those of you keeping track, the Minecraft movie, of all things, is still the highest grossing film of this year. We're almost out of year, with $423.9 million, followed by the live-action Lilo and Stitch film with $423.7 million. In the course of 1 week, Wicked, the Wicked sequel, has moved up from 6th place to be in the top 5. And as a reminder, the Wicked movie topped out at $432.9 million last year, the first movie. Zootopia moves up from 14th to 9th place. So we only have 2 more major releases before the end of the year. We have the SpongeBob movie and the Avatar sequel. So Charlie, do you think any of these movies will dethrone Minecraft, or do you think Minecraft is going to be the biggest movie of the year?
Well, the Wicked franchise seems to be going really good. I mean, you got amazing talent in that, so I don't know. It's a tough one.
Have you seen Wicked?
No.
Did you go to the
No, but
Broadway play?
I know all about it. I know about the artist. I've seen excerpts from the thing, and it's incredible.
What about you, Penny? Have you? Do you think Wicked will dethrone the Minecraft movie as the highest grossing film of this year?
It could happen. I saw Wicked, the first one, and
You
I
saw
loved
Wicked, the
it.
first one,
Yeah,
okay.
it was awesome. I didn't see the second one yet. I
So
hope to.
they're waiting on you. You got to go see it and make up that money.
There you go. I'll go.
Did you see the Broadway play?
Yes, I did.
So
Yeah.
comparatively speaking, because I saw the Broadway play,
Yeah.
what do you think is accurate? Do you think it's better? Do you think it's a horse of a different color? What do you?
I
what are
think
your
the horse
thoughts?
of a different color.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you saw the play, you may not enjoy the movie, or you think?
Oh,
it's...
no, I think you would enjoy it. It's just different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of like Grease.
Sort of like Grease.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, I saw the play and the movie, so
And we
ask me
actually,
about that.
well, we actually know from the Magic Garden, for those of you living in the New York area, Caroline Demas, she was the original Sandy on that, and then she went on to do the Magic Garden. So if you were fans of the Magic Garden, she was the original Sandy in the stage production of Grease. So a little fun fact for you guys.
And when we went to see them at the house,
Yeah.
an incredible Magic Garden. The outside yard is unbelievable.
She is in her 80s, if I'm not mistaken, and she still got it.
They look great.
She sang, she had an in-house performance,
We
and
were,
she can still do it.
yeah.
It's amazing. It's so
We were
beautiful.
honored to be invited for a special audience in her home.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
She still got the pipes.
So moving on, also from the That's a Lot of Nuts department, as mentioned in a previous episode of our show, none other than Netflix has put into motion buying Warner Brothers with a $72 billion bid. But now Paramount is trying to circumnavigate that with a $108 billion all-cash deal. Executives say Paramount's strategically and financially compelling offer to Warner Brothers shareholders provide a superior alternative to Netflix transaction, which offers inferior and uncertain value and exposes Warner Brothers shareholders to a protracted, multi-jurisdictional regulatory clearance process with an uncertain outcome with a complex and volatile mix of equity and cash. So apparently Paramount has been trying to buy Warner Brothers for a while now, and their last offer was $58 billion, and that was too low for the Warner Brothers executives. I talked about this before, so I used to work for Blockbuster for 10 years, and when I was there was when I think it was Paramount that was buying Viacom, and they bought Blockbuster. It was like a merger between Paramount, Viacom, and Blockbuster. And as a goon, a stooge, we didn't know what was going to happen to Blockbuster. And so they gave us a tape. We had to have a meeting, and they explained what happens when the company got bought over. And essentially, they were trying to be the next Disney. And what's the behind the scenes of working at Blockbuster and knowing all the intricate workings, it turns out that the people who were running Blockbuster were kind of fudging the numbers for Blockbuster. So when Viacom bought Blockbuster paid for Paramount, when they got Blockbuster, they're like, hey, there's not enough money as we thought. And so everything kind of fell apart. And also because Blockbuster was expanding too much. They had the award show, they had their own network, the UPN network. So it's kind of weird of a deal, a merger of this size. That's what this reminds me of. So what do you think of what's happening now with Netflix and Warner Bros. Merging, or do you think it won't make a difference on what was going to happen?
Oh, I don't know. It's incredible. Whatever they're going to do, whoever's going to get it, they're going to be king.
So do you think Netflix is going to get it, or do you think it might be Paramount?
I don't know. That's a good question.
How about you, Charlie? What are your thoughts? I know how much you love Disney.
Yeah.
I do
I'm
like
you know,
Disney.
whenever I hear the the billions and the millions and the billions. I'm thinking of that one guy who's gonna get most of that money
Yeah.
that we'll never see in our lifetime. But basically, like Penny said, whoever gets it, they're gonna make some money on that. That's why obviously it's going out for 58 billion, because they know they're gonna make twice as much coming in. But in the big scheme of things, I don't care.
I find it, I just find it interesting about this merger and what will happen, because if you remember, Netflix was just a DVD company and then became a streaming company. And one of the things that has been a controversy in recent times for the award season, which we have the dubious relationship with awards,
Yeah,
but a lot of times the Netflix, like, if it's not in the theater, it doesn't get an award. It shouldn't be eligible for a nomination, but they're making quality stuff on a streaming service. And some of the older filmmakers are like, it has to be on the big screen, it has to be on the big screen. But now, Netflix, if this goes through, which who knows what's gonna happen,
yeah.
they're gonna own a major studio company. And I think it's actually gonna additionally change how movies are being accepted and watched. So at very least, this will change how things are happening, because Netflix has been a game changer. Love them, hate them, or whatever, they've been a game changer, which is ironic, as all these other big companies are not. They're all following Netflix, which is weird, and now Netflix is trying to take it.
If they come back to the theaters, they should own their own major theater chain. And that would be revolutionary, at a Netflix theater near
It's
you.
possible.
And then let them do, like in the old days, what used to happen is a great movie used to be in a major theater in like a major city. And then it used to trickle down to the little theaters in the little neighborhoods. So Netflix could premiere it in their theaters all over, and then it could flicker down into their networks.
It's incredibly possible, and
Yeah.
I think within the span of 5 years, we're gonna find out what all this means. So moving on, from the editor insert clip here department, none other than Gary K. Wolf, the creator of Roger Rabbit, has announced that he has now regained full ownership rights of his character. Gary says, 35 years
Sounds nothing like
after
that.
you have sold the rights to a book or song, you can petition the Library of Congress and get those rights back. An attorney said to me, you can get your rights back from Disney. I said, there's no way that's possible. It was very civil, courteous, and straightforward process. Disney was always top-notch to me. They treated me very well. They always accommodated me in whatever I wanted to do. Any sequels that we have to do at least have to match the quality of the original movie, which came out in 1998, in production value, tone, script content, empathy, and character development. It has to be as good or better than what we did before. That's what the fans want, and I have promised the fans that that's what I'm going to give them. I would love to work with Disney again. I would love for Disney to participate in this. We could partner up on this. There's a core group of people who were involved in the first movie, and I would love to work with those people again. Steven Spielberg, Robert Zemeckis, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy. I would love to even have Charles Fleischer, the original voice, come back and voice Roger Rabbit again. For those of you who aren't paying attention, or know, or care for that matter, Gary was the author of the novel Who Censored Roger Rabbit, from which the original film was based off of. What's interesting to note is that as of last year, the aforementioned Robert Zemeckis, who was the original director of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, had this to say about any sequels for the film. The current Disney would never make Roger Rabbit today. They can't make a movie with Jessica in it. I mean, look at what they did to Jessica at the theme park. They trussed her up in a trench coat, if you know what I mean. So, you're familiar with Roger Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own character.
Mm-hmm.
Would you sell your character to Disney with the knowledge that in 35 years, you would get it back?
Wow, that's something to think about. Maybe. No, I don't know. I love Artie.
But you wouldn't be willing to give it up for $1 billion.
To make a movie?
Well, yeah.
Probably yes.
But then you'll have the knowledge that you'll get the
Get it
rights
back
back
in
after 35 years.
Okay.
So,
I'll be pretty old in 35 years.
does that make a difference that you know you'll get the rights back, or it doesn't matter to you?
I don't know, I guess that's something good, positive to think, that you'd get it back, but, yeah.
So would you be willing to sell your property to a company, let's say Netflix, without that knowledge that you'll get it back in 35 years?
I think
Or
I would
is the
like,
35 is the knowledge that you eventually going to come back to you?
I like that it would eventually come back to me, yeah, I do like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charlie, what do you think? You're a fan of Roger
If
Rabbit?
Disney wanted to buy anything from me, they would have to put out the bucks for me to get the money. I wanna be set, I want my grandchildren to be set. I will not have to work again. I will sell anything I own for that. No, I
Are
won't. Not
you-
to Disney. I hate Disney.
Oh, you hate
If you
Disney?
listen to the show, you know how much I hate it.
So Charlie, for those of you who don't know, used to work at ABC
Oh.
until Disney came in. Now he no longer works for ABC. That's why he loves Disney.
200 old timers that made ABC work.
Oh.
But again, that's my problem. Never mind. Go ahead.
Are you familiar with Roger Rabbit?
Hell yeah, yeah.
Is this a good thing that he won the rights back?
Oh yeah. Always
Really?
a good thing, because I hate when somebody creates something magnificent and it's not theirs. Case in point, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. A gentleman in Chicago who worked for a catalog company, they wanted to get a new idea. He created that. It became huge. He never got anything because it belonged to the catalog company. And all the money they made, he just made his salary. It wasn't until years later that they gave him the rights to it. So yeah, it's a rough thing. I don't know.
I always find that for ownership rights and creating stuff work for hire, it's an interesting balancing act, because on one hand, I can understand the big companies because they're the one that put the initial money up, they're the one that put in all the marketing, they're the one that did all this stuff, but they wouldn't be able to do any of that without the idea that they had gotten. And if it fails,
Yeah.
they don't go after the creator and say, hey, give me money. So on the other hand, if you have somebody who works for you and came up with this amazing idea, you don't have to, but you should compensate them. You'd be like, hey, this guy did this for me. We're making $1 bazillion. I'll give him $100,000. I'll give him $200,000 because he'll be happy. He'll make more stuff for us, and we can make $1 bazillion off the next idea, as opposed to, thanks a lot, we don't need it, it's our work. And like I said, it's not legally binding, they don't have to, but I think they should. Right? Is that a good agreement?
Yes.
So moving on, let's see what we got. Here's one. From the No-Go Power Ranger Department,
Uh-oh.
none other than Toei, the company behind Super Sentai, which is the Power Rangers is derived from, has announced that actress Maya Inamori, the Black Ranger in the newest series over in Japan, has not only been fired from the show, but also has been completely removed her name, appearance from the opening and closing credits. Her character was edited out of all of her scenes that was not in the suit, and all of her dialogue was re-recorded by a different actress in most of the recent episodes after her firing, which is episode 37 of the ongoing series currently being aired. In addition to all that, her agent also dropped her as a client. Now, as of episode 40, her character has been recast, and they are reshooting all her scenes to be edited into pre-existing footage. Executive said, as of today, Maya Inamori management contract has been terminated. It has been confirmed that Maya, who appeared in a #1 Sentai Guruzora, engaged in behavior that violates the law prohibiting alcohol consumption by persons under the age of 20. We sincerely apologize for the great concern and inconvenience it caused to viewers, sponsors, and anyone interested within the program. Taking this matter very seriously from the standpoint of strict compliance, we have decided on the following response and discussions from TV. Termination of her appearance contract and the entire removal from her series. Now, just for context, Maya, the actress, is only 19 years old. So, as we know, drinking is 21 here, and Japan is 20. And as a child actor on a child show, she was caught drinking and they not only fired her, but they completely erased and removed her entirely from the series. What do you think about that?
Well, in Japan, the power that the, no pun intended, that the Power Rangers carry is phenomenal. It's incredible, and the children or the kids that watch it, I mean, if you want to be a role model, that's not the way to do it, and I don't blame them for doing that. It's going to be rougher in Japan than it will be here, but. And, you know, you have a lot of role models in Japan, like in the Power Rangers. You don't want to do that. It's like my thoughts on the sports heroes that all these kids have and they do steroids. You know, that kills me. They should be eliminated from the games. And so I think it's a just reward for her. I mean, you know it's bad, you know, when you're doing it. When
Right.
you're doing it.
So what do you think, Penny? You're in the children's world. You watch a lot of children's programming. What are your thoughts of having an actor doing something that obviously is against the law, but in addition to that, do you think the severity of the punishment fits the crime?
Well, I agree with what you said about being a role model,
Yeah.
you know, I definitely think that showing the kids watching it that this is not good, it's not gonna be tolerated, and, yeah, so I think it's good.
But you find that the severity was well enough, just not being fired, but being eliminated completely from any pre-existing footage.
It's a little extreme, but I guess then they wanna start with a clean slate, you know,
Yeah.
so.
So you're not allowed to be drinking anywhere. You don't go to bars for yourself. You don't do anything because you're a role model for children since you do a children's book.
Well, I'm also over 21. So,
Yeah.
So actually, going back, I would think about Howdy Doody and what was the one who got the money, who told the kids to ask for money?
No, that's not how he
Soupy
do it.
sales.
Soupy Sales, all right,
Soupy
Soupy Sales.
sales.
So,
Go in your mom's pocketbook and get the green stuff and send it to Uncle Soupy.
so
I
that,
never thought that was gonna happen, but
right, but he didn't think it was gonna happen, but it
he got
did.
fired, then he got brought back,
Well,
so.
that's what I'm saying. So at that point in time, if they had just like took off Super Sales completely and erased him from existence, it wouldn't have given him a chance to redeem himself and to come back.
Yeah,
So I just think it's a little harsh.
yeah.
I understand the situation. I understand it's a different country,
Well,
different culture,
it
but
lends a
I just
new-
think it's a little harsh.
It lends a new meaning to it's morphing time, you know,
Yeah,
it's morphing time, yeah.
that's terrible. All right, so moving on.
I know, it's his favorite, the Power Rangers, I know.
From the, I guess the cartoon did well enough department. None other than Warner Brothers has announced that they will be making a new Gremlins sequel with Steven Spielberg returning to executive produce, and the original writer Chris Columbus is set to direct and produce. The movie even has a release date of November 19th, 2027. So nothing was set in stone yet except the movie's coming November 19th, 2027. Executives say, few titles are as beloved and iconic as Gremlins. We are beyond excited to bring it back for both lifelong fans and a new generation. It's a privilege to be working alongside Steven Spielberg, Chris Columbus, and the entire creative team. We look forward to audiences experiencing the next installment of the magic, mayhem, and heart of the Gremlins to the big screen in 2027. Now, for those of you who may not know, they actually made a new Gremlins cartoon that came out. The second season
Oh, I didn't.
was this year. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few people that actually watched it because I had heard that one of the voice actors was the original Zach Galifianakis not Zach Galifianakis. That's the guy who was in the original lead of, it was Phoebe Cates and Zach somebody, I can't remember his name right now,
Yeah.
who was in the original Gremlins movie. He was going to be a voice in the new cartoon, which is supposedly set before the movies happened. So it drew me interest. I watched it. He had like a bit part, but it was a really interesting and entertaining show for if you're a Gremlins fan. It was pretty darn good. Made a second season. So I'm guessing that was like the test to see if there was still an interest in it, and it was well received. And now they're gonna make a Gremlins 3 movie.
It would be great if they had them both in it, Phoebe and Zach.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be, but they would be like grandfather and grandmother now.
Yes.
You a fan of the original?
I loved the original. I didn't study it, but when it was on, I enjoyed it, yes.
Did you see both of them? Sequels?
Yeah.
Which was your
Number one.
Number one. Penny?
Same, number one, yeah,
I thought number two was so far off
yeah,
the beaten path, and I think that's what they had to do.
yeah.
So in its own sphere, it's a really entertaining movie,
Yeah.
but as a sequel, it doesn't match up, but I
Yeah.
think it's just that they had to go with a different genre and do like horror comedy as opposed to like
Yeah.
horror,
Yeah.
which at the time, if you remember, I think that was around the time that Alien and Aliens came out, that they kind of just went cross-genre to try and do a different thing.
Mhm.
So I hope that at least this one will be able to merge the two together and have a truly horror movie, but comedy as well.
Yeah,
So that's,
Well, nothing was as far off from a franchise as Halloween 3.
you know,
Go ahead,
as a kid,
go ahead.
I thought that Halloween 3 was very creepy, and the song still creeps me out to this day
Well,
for Halloween 3. And besides that, I thought the guy was dead, so, you know, they didn't know. You're not a fan of Halloween 3?
no, definitely not. To me, it was most boring.
Really?
I didn't get scared by the song. I went on with my life. But me, it was I hated it.
Really?
Not as much as Skyline, but I hated Halloween 3.
I thought it was freaky at the spoilers at the end when they had the kids in the television room and they had the disc and the demons came out. That was creepy.
Well, then
as a
make
kid,
it,
I was like,
you know what? Make it another movie. Don't make it Halloween. Keep the regular course on Halloween.
okay.
And make that another, movie.
Did you ever see any of those?
no.
Not a horror fan.
No.
Oh, you don't like horror movies? Oh, don't watch The Conjuring, all of them.
Oh, no, no.
All right, so moving on for the last bit of news.
Thank God.
From the, what's another year? None other than Rockstar Games has announced that their Grand Theft Auto Part 6 has once again been delayed and now will be released on November of 2026. Executive says, we remain both excited and confident we will deliver an unrivaled blockbuster entertainment experience. In this instance, of course, we're seeking to release the most extraordinary title anyone's ever seen in the history of entertainment. That's a tall order. We at Rockstar Games believe there's a limited amount of additional time is required to polish and support that view. For those people who do not know, or care for that matter, the game has been in development shortly after the massive success of its predecessor, Grand Theft Auto Part 5, which was released in 2013. During that time, multiple updates and re-releases of Part 5 were made, moving to newer consoles while teasing Part 6's release, which had the original date of fall of this year, and then moved to May of next year before moving to November. That's the date that was announced. This reminds me of the video game series Street Fighter. There was a game called Street Fighter 2 for you gamer fans out there, and that was an immensely popular game, so much so that they made like 4 or 5 different versions of Street Fighter 2, as opposed to making a Street Fighter 3, because they wanted to keep the name Street Fighter 2 out there. Now, I've actually played Grand Theft Auto, one of them. I don't remember which one it was, but the fact that they're on 6 of them, and the fact that the last one came out in 2013, and it's going to come out in 2026, this better be the best game in the entire history of games ever made, or it's not going to make any money. Charlie, what do you think?
I'm still working on Pong. I just, my grandkids play these games, and I touch a button and game over for me. But they're so popular, I think it's gonna.
But the fact that they waited so long, 2013?
Well, what's that saying about good things come from?
Good thing comes to those who wait?
Yeah.
It's good thing comes to those who wait?
Yeah, that was it.
Penny, are you a video game fan?
No, I played Atari.
Yeah, Pong.
So let's say they made a new Pong game. Like, what took them so long to make a sequel? Like, come on, guys, get on the ball.
I'm waiting for 3D Pong.
Isn't that table tennis?
What?
Isn't 3D Pong just table tennis?
I don't know. Leave me alone.
Alright, so that's it for the news. We're going to take a quick break in front of a live studio audience.
Yay!
The live studio audience is not that live. We'll be right back with more who came from the radio.
Hey everybody, this is Todd McFarlane of the record-setting Spawn comic series. And if you're looking for any kind of cool conversation about creators, about entertainment, about all that good stuff, you go to It Came From the Radio. You're listening to the right spot.
You have enough.
This is Quentin Flynn, popular voice actor known for Axel, Jamal, and Raiden from the Metal Gear series. And you're listening to It Came From the Radio. Stick around.
Hey, I'm Mike Kingston, the writer and creator of Headlocked.
And I am WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler, and guess what you're listening to? You're listening to It Came From the Radio!
Hi, this is Amy Jo Johnson, writer-director for the film The Space Between, and you're listening to It Came From the Radio.
Meet Grimlock having fun on It Came From the Radio! Meet Greg Berger also.
Now, back to our show.
And welcome back to It Came From the Radio, the official show of the Big Apple Con. This is your host, Mark Torres, speaking in front of a live studio audience. At the East Meadow Public Library for our 99th live show, where they have tons and tons of programming, most of which are free. For more information, go to www.eastmeadow.info. They have concerts, they have movies, they have panels, they have so much stuff here, in addition to our show, which we do once a month. I am here with our senior correspondent, Charlie Saladino.
Hello, everyone.
And we're here with author extraordinaire, artist author extraordinaire, and sometimes puppeteer, Penny Schneider.
Hello.
So, Penny, I actually met you this year.
Yeah.
And what drew my attention was the puppet.
Oh.
So, I guess we can start off with, what do you do and how did the puppet get incorporated into your book?
Okay, I am Penny Schneider, author, illustrator, art educator. I'm the author, illustrator of my graphic novel, Artie. And Artie is not your typical, you see a fish, you fight beta fish. He has a secret wish. He wishes to have a friend. Along comes a silly sea slug and his world flips upside down.
How did that get incorporated to from going to the book to having a puppet with the book? Was that something you thought of originally, or was it something that came along after?
No, it came along after. After I had written the book, I got a publishing deal. I thought to myself, it would be pretty cool to have a puppet.
Okay.
So I put in an application. I contacted Blank Puppets. They're the ones that did some of the puppets for Yo Gabba Gabba, if you remember that show.
Yes, yes.
And they looked at all my stuff. They got back to me and they said yes, and they made Artie. And I sent them sketches, and they kept sending me things like, here is this much done, and this much done, and this much. And I couldn't wait. So I was really excited to get Artie.
And so, did you have a beta fish growing up as a child? Like, why a beta fish?
Okay, so my daughter had beta fish when she was young. They were beautiful pets, but I was taking a writing class and they said, come up with a character and then create a story from it. So my beta fish, you see a fish, you fight. They know how they're supposed to be, but Artie always felt different. Like, you know how you're supposed to be with things, but inside, like, I was a teacher, I just retired in June. 33 years.
I don't believe it all.
And you always come across those students that are tough and, a little bit of a bully, but then once I get to know them, they were really good inside, so it's kind of like how Artie, he was tough on the outside because he thought that's how he was supposed to be, but he wanted a friend, and then he winds up being nice.
So, when you're teaching the kids, is that something you were thinking of? Like, oh, I should have a story in my mind. Did you always have a little idea of the story percolating? Or just like, I'm just going to write a story today?
No, actually how I started writing stories, when my daughter was little, she was really into reading books. And we'd always go to the library or buy books when she wanted to learn about something or whatever. And then sometimes you just couldn't find a book on what you're looking for. So I'm a pretty creative person, I would make one up. And then I would illustrate it, being an art person. And then a friend of mine said, you should write these things down. So I started writing down stories. It wasn't Artie. And then I started to take writing classes because, I can write, but, I needed to learn a little more how to write a children's book. And then came up.
So it seems that your daughter had a lot in the creative process. What is her thought of your book?
I think she likes it. I think she's proud of me.
Did you give her initial drafts, or did you wait until it was completed? Because she's obviously going to be your first critic, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. My daughter's also an artist, so a lot of times I would show her my things. What do you think? And from the beginning, Artie changed so much to now. Artie was originally, when I took the class, it was a picture book. But when I was a kid and people asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I used to say, I I want to be a cartoonist. I wanted to be, sorry, but I wanted to be Walt Disney in girl form.
It's okay.
So that was my dream. I'm living my childhood dream now because cartooning, I mean, I taught fine art all these years, but this is my love, you know, the cartooning and the graphic novel. I always felt Artie was beyond the picture book. It needed more. So Artie is 100 pages and it is chapters with a blooper reel and all the,
Really?
yeah.
Charlie, you got a question?
When the first time, I'm always interested in the feeling. The first time this book came out and the first time you opened it up after writing it, just if you can possibly describe that feeling.
I'm gonna cry. It's beyond words.
Yeah.
Beyond words.
It is.
Because again, from when I was little, all I wanted to be was a cartoonist.
Right.
You know? So this was actually it coming to life. And Artie actually took me 5 years
Right.
to make. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hope, one of my wishes is that everyone could experience that feeling once in their life. Because, again, I'm a musician, and when you do your job well and you're on that stage and so many people clap and look at you, there's no better feeling than that. That feeling is amazing. So especially, I admire writers, I admire artists, and I just can't imagine how that must feel.
yeah. When I do live appearances and I do a reading or I do a program with the kids and their reaction to me, there is no words.
That's it, that's what it's all about,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mom. Sure.
So now that you've had the first book out, and before we started recording, you actually mentioned that your publisher said you wanted a trilogy.
A series,
A
yeah.
series, that's
Yeah.
even better, trilogy.
Yeah.
Is that something that you had in your mind, in the back of your head, that I can continue the story on, or was this always just, I'm gonna make one graphic novel and then be done?
I didn't really think of it one way or the other. My publisher is amazing. My publisher is Monarch Educational Services. When you're querying a book and you're trying to get it published, I mean, the querying process, you need a thick skin. Every time I would get a rejection and say, you know, we really like your work, but you really need somebody who's gonna love it enough. And I'm like, what do you mean love it enough, you know? And they're like, oh, you want your publisher agent to be like that for you. When I got my publisher, I know what that means. My publisher is amazing, and she loves Artie and all about Artie. And when she read Artie, she said she could see this being a series. And then Artie, thankfully, was very successful, you know, when it first went out. So I'm working on Artie 2 now, and it's supposed to be coming out in 2026.
Did you ever think of being from that life? Did you ever think of going into the schools with the book as a lesson?
I do that.
Oh my God, okay.
Yeah, so right now I'm with Nassau BOCES that I do a virtual
okay,
program.
Good, yeah.
I just did East Meadow on Monday.
Oh, nice.
3 5th grade classes. They were amazing. And when I finished at the end of the day, I said to my family, I'm like, this is why I did this.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I work with the schools, I'm a
Yeah.
school security guard, and I could see all these elementary schools especially, I could see these kids going crazy for that.
Yeah, and I draw with them, so I still have my camera from COVID, so I can draw and they can see it, and I
Right.
draw with them. We do character, development, and then we did paneling, and I showed them about graphic novels because
Yeah.
I love graphic novels. This is my favorite.
Well, if you ever come to the Smithtown Central School District, you let me know.
Okay.
I'm riding there with my patrol cars to see Artie.
You actually mentioned COVID, so that was 5 years ago. You said this took you 5 years to make. Was it the COVID that actually was able to jumpstart and give you that time that you needed to put it together?
I was able to actually put a lot of time into it then. Yeah, it was started before and then it went into it, but yeah.
Do you think that if you hadn't had that extra time, would you be finished now, or you think it would still have taken longer?
My family knows when I was working on Artie all that time and with my publisher with the deals, I was teaching during the day and I would stay up so late. I would wake up, my alarm like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd get up and I'd work on it for a few hours before I had to go to school. This was like 2 full-time, this is my heart. Wow. So now that I'm retired, I am so enjoying Artie too, because I don't going someplace else.
Right.
You know, so I'm really like, and Artie too, honestly, I love Artie, but Artie too, I feel like is even to the 10th power.
Yeah, well, you can give 100% to Audie too now. so,
Yeah. And also, I feel like I've learned so much. I feel like when you do one, you know, you're learning so much. And I take so many different workshops and things. I feel like I'm a forever learner. You know, I always want to, you know, hone in my craft. Because every time when I was working on Artie, and I would get a no, I'd get a rejection, I'm like, that's okay. I'm going to make it better. And I'm going to hone my craft and I'm going to get better. So I just kept doing it until, you know, it got to be, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so.
So you mentioned that you used to read to your daughter, make up stories. When you read this in the classes now, do you do voices?
Yes.
Really? So what does Artie sound like?
Artie's voice sounds a lot like me.
Okay.
The slug sounds a little lighter, a little sillier, and in the book, you want to hear something?
Yes, I want to hear a voice. That was where I was going with that.
Wait, there's a part where that they're going on the journey here, and this is the hungry fish, so when I read it, hungry, 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 hey Pipsqueak, come here you tiny sushi roll, I'm starving. I am not sushi, help!
Yeah, she was reading.
I
And that's how I read it to the kids.
you had me at sushi. It's funny.
It's funny. I used to have a betta fish. It's actually a true story. It's a sad story, but my ex, she bought the fish, a little betta fish, a little hexagon thing,
Yeah.
and she was like, I want to give him sun. Well, I want to give him sun. So she puts him on the windowsill in the heat, and I come home, and then the betta fish is no longer there because he died.
Oh no.
It's just, whenever you mention the betta fish, I'm like, yeah, that's what comes to my mind.
Oh.
So when you dealing with kids' things, do you also deal with the tragedy and stuff of a pet dying as well, or is that something that you haven't even considered yet?
I've thought of that, but thankfully that's never come up with the kids. And actually, funny story, so when I retired in June, my awesome students, bought me an Artie. They came and they brought me a tank, they brought me a purple betta fish with all the things in it.
Yeah.
So I said, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm like, let's name it. And they were like, Mrs. Schneider, it's Artie. I was like, oh, you're right, it is Artie. And Artie lives in my house.
So do you think of new adventures while you're watching the fish? Is that your now inspiration? Is that your TV you're watching?
I love Artie. He's such a good boy, the fish I have. But truthfully, I already have ideas for the third book. So everything in Artie means things. Like Artie has green eyes. So Artie's named after my dad. My dad was Arthur, and he was a 9th degree black belt. So he was tough on the outside, but he had a heart of gold on the inside. So that's kind of like Artie. And there's different, like the personality. You were asking me before about the personality. Artie's my dad, and the slug, just kind of very silly, funny, very wacky kind of a character. And my daughter said to me at one point, you know, Mom, Slug is kind of like you. Did you ever think of that? I'm like, I never thought of that, but I think maybe, yeah, you're right. And then there's other characters coming in the next book, but.
And you're just getting these from people you know, like you're getting their character from people you know.
I think so, but not on purpose, really. You know, I think it just kind of comes out. It just kind of happens. Yeah.
One of the things about doing a kid's book is that you have a target audience, but they tend to age up. Are you planning with the series to age up with the audience, or are you planning to keep it for that particular age group?
So my book originally, I had the mindset of elementary school. And when my publisher got this, she's like, you know, Penny, I think this is really also middle grade. And I was like, really? And okay, whatever, because I never dumbed down the language or anything. And there's a lot of jokes and things in it that some of the jokes the little kids are gonna get and some the older kids are gonna get. I read this to my high school students. They were hysterical. They used to tell me they were Artie's biggest fans. So, and then when I got reviewers, I have reviews from adults that are like, I was hysterical from it, you know? So I think it really goes across everything.
So you did that unintentionally.
Yes.
What's the secret sauce to do that, to continue doing that? What's the secret sauce in your writing that you think can appeal to such a wide range of people. I know, as you said, that some of the jokes just don't go over their heads and so entertaining, like if you think of the classic Looney Tunes or
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry, that they have multi-layers.
Yes.
But you didn't do that on purpose. So, or did you do it on purpose?
When I was reading books to my daughter, the ones that I would be wanting to read over and over had an appeal to her and an appeal to me. Or if you ever watch a children's movie, like I think it's called Leo, it's the one with Adam Sandler, it's on Netflix. So I feel like it's a cartoon, it's a animated one.
Okay, yes, the iguana. Yes,
The iguana.
yeah.
So that to me, I thought was hysterical, but little kids are gonna like it, but it appeals the humor to both, and that's kind of my writing. So I want it to appeal, because the parents are the one who are gonna have to buy the book. The parents are gonna want to have to go to the movies, take the kids to the movies. You don't want them sitting there going, oh my goodness, please, So.
We want the approval,
Yeah, so I want it to appeal to both, yeah.
So what's next? Are you going to, beyond doing the series, we were just talking about selling your rights or making it to something else or a Netflix deal. Have you thought about animation? Have you thought about video games? Have you thought about merchandising? What other have you thought about? Or did you just focus on one thing at a time?
but most of all, have you thought about Artie Sings with children's songs?
That would be amazing. They
that'll
wouldn't want to hear
wrap
me
it up.
sing, that's for sure.
It was a Christmas album.
If somebody
But
else
next
sang
year.
it, sure.
You wouldn't sing it?
I don't have a good voice.
You just did like 5 different voices.
Oh, I can make a voice. I don't think I could sing it.
I think you should try it. At
I
very
think
least,
you
should
could
try
write
it.
the songs based
Yeah,
on the
write the songs.
characters. And believe we know millions of musicians that could do
Oh,
that.
I'd
Artie
be up
Sings. You'll
for
be
it.
doing concerts. It'll be great.
So what is next?
Well, I'm continuing with this series, but I've also written other stories that I'm going to illustrate and hopefully put those out also.
So
Yeah.
other non-Artie stories.
Yes. I mean, art is my heart. This is the kids asked me the other day in my East Meadow Elementary School, they're like, what's your favorite book you ever did? I'm like, oh, Artie. Definitely Artie. But you never know. I mean, they could be new things. They could be spin-offs. I've thought, so in Artie 2, I'm going to tell you a secret, and I guess everybody's listening to this. There is a chapter that is a prequel chapter. So it's like little Artie, and he goes back in time and tells why he is the way he is, and things like that. And they go on a journey. They make a new friend. They go to Conchella.
What is your favorite book that you ever read?
Oh, there's so many.
Or a book that inspired you to be a writer?
When I was little, my favorite was Dr. Seuss. My favorite was Dr. Seuss. And in my book, at the end of every chapter, there is the teacher in me and the little kid in me. There is a write-in page that, let me see if I can turn to one. So it invites the reader they're gonna add into the book. When I was little, I still have my Dr. Seuss books. I added characters into my books, but I would get in trouble for it. So I said to my publisher, I would
Went
love.
to Catholic school?
No.
You get trouble in Catholic school for anything. Just bought that bad
I'm
memory.
sorry. Well, I said this to my publisher, I'd like a page. So she said, Penny, I think that's a fantastic idea. Do it at the end of every chapter. So I did. So I forgot where I was going with this, but that's just part of the book for me. Yeah.
It's beautiful because my grandson started when he was a couple of years younger. He just started writing comics, and then he would show Pops, and I go, oh my God, I want you to write me more. I want you to write more. And he loves doing that. He loves being creative. So hopefully he'll buy Pops a new house when he becomes famous. But anyway, I could see how you that's a brilliant idea with the page.
Yeah.
One of the, I guess, downsides of writing about a fish is that instantly you're going to be compared to Little Nemo.
I love Nemo though.
What do you do to try to, do you lean into that? Or do you try to separate yourself to try to make it, oh no, this is not Little Nemo, this is better than Little Nemo, this is a different adventure. How do you incorporate that to your sales pitch and to the story itself?
Well, I mean, I love Nemo. So, I mean, there could be, when you go to the supermarket, there's how many brands of ketchup, you know what I mean? So it's just another fish story, Like when kids ask me, what do you like to draw? I do happen to like to draw fish. I don't know. So, I mean, If anybody compared me to Nemo, I'd say, hey, cool, because look what Nemo did.
What do fish drink? What does Artie drink?
Drink? I don't know. I mean, he's a freshwater fish, so, I don't know.
In
Maybe
Japan,
grape
he-
juice,
in
because my
Japan,
dad
he
loved
doesn't
grape
drink
juice.
alcohol.
No,
Nothing.
no, my dad's
No.
favorite, he loved grape juice, and he liked,
Oh my God, there you go.
yeah, so grape juice, because he's purple.
I was gonna say, he's purple, there you go.
So, let's say another 5 years from now, what are you gonna have out? What's in your mind? What do we have? 5 years from now.
5 years from now, well, there'll definitely be Artie 2, and there would definitely be the third. After that, I have ideas for the third, I'm not sure yet, and hopefully I would have 1 or 2 other picture books. Because graphic novels, anybody who does them knows this is a job. This is 100 pages, Artie 2 is already 130 pages. So, a children's picture book is 32, that's gonna be cake. So, I can put a couple of those out, you know?
Is that something that you also have to keep in mind? Because once again, I said your target audience, in general, you thought was for the younger ones.
Yeah.
Having a shorter book, is that better than having a longer book?
The
Or is
shorter
that
book.
something what your publisher says, this is how many pages it has to be?
No. My publisher is amazing. She really gave me creative license, like what I wanted to do, and I appreciate that so much because I'm so creative and I kind of wanted things my way, and she was loving everything I did, so that was perfect for me. But a picture book, the 32 pages, that would be for a younger audience.
How many publishers did you go through before you found that one?
How many did I query?
Yeah, how many did you reach out to? How many did you go to?
Probably, and I know it's not a lot, but I think it was like in the 30s, and I know for me
Yeah,
that
that's
seems like
not a lot.
No, because
30 is a lot.
But people go through like hundreds.
Okay.
Hundreds. So it probably was about 30, yeah.
So, when you met that publisher, was it like dating? That kind of thing, like you just have to make that, have that unique
It's a little bit.
back and forth, like, okay, we were on the same page. Because we've talked to many people over the years with, I guess, distributors or printers or publishers, and they kind of there, but not really. But this seems like some type of serendipitous union.
Yeah.
And was that something that, when you first started out, you're like, I really gotta find this person, I know they're out there. And is that an inspiration for a future story, that you know that person is out there for you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm so fortunate to have met her that I know some people give up. But I don't know. I'm so lucky to have her, though. I'm really so lucky to have her. And I also say never, dreams do come true. I mean, again, I'm living my childhood dream. So if you want something bad enough, if you work for it hard enough, you'll get it.
And remember, the big money is in the merchandising. Let's go. You're gonna get,
Yes.
you have them puppets made, by the way.
Well, the puppet, once I was putting out things about the puppet with videos, so many people were messaging me, where do you buy the stuffies?
Where
do
can
you
I
get
buy
the...
an Artie?
Yeah, so I have to look into that. I started to a little bit, but it's a very complicated process, and I was still teaching at the time, so maybe it's something that I could look into, because a lot of people wanted the book with the stuffy and the...
So 5 years from now, you'll come with a stuffy. It'll come with a marker or a crayon to write in the book, right? Yeah, think of the stuff. And the pen itself will be an Artie pen. It'll be a purple pen with a little...
That would be great. I have stickers and things that I give out,
exactly.
and yeah.
All right, so we're at social media time. Where can people find out more about you, more about the book? Go.
So I'm on Instagram _ Penny's Doodles. I'm on what else? I'm on TikTok now. I'm Penny's Doodles, and I'm on Blue Sky Penny's Doodles. I'm on what is it? X. I'm at Penny Schneider.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened? You had a trend, and then you just...
Because my Twitter was Twitter before, and it was like the old, yeah. But I'm Penny's Doodles.
So what advice would you give to another writer out there who's trying to put their stuff out there, who can't find a publisher, who can't do this, but they have that heart, and it's clearly evident that you have that passion and desire of something that we've seen throughout the years of many independent creators.
The passion is like unbelievable.
You're gleaming with it. I don't know if it's visible on the camera, but good God.
I love it.
It's a really an inspiring story. So what advice would you have to give? And when you go to your classes, do you also pass that on to the young kids, or do you wait till they're a little older?
Well, basically, if it's something that you really want to do, don't give up. You know, just because one person, all you need is that one yes. And people have told me that before in my critique groups. All you need is that one yes, Penny. And I'm like, how do you get that one yes? You know, and I said, one day then maybe I would self-publish if it didn't happen. But it just, I think everything, like you said, just kind of matched up and met. But just don't give up. Don't give up. And just keep working your craft. Every no I got, I said, you know what? Then I'm going to get better. I took more classes. I drew more. I just worked it up and worked it up. And then here's Artie.
Are you gonna cosplay as Artie?
No.
Why not?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Or you just have your daughter cosplay instead.
Oh, I'll make my daughter do it.
Yeah, have her dress up as Artie, and she'll stand next to you at conventions and stuff to draw an attention. That way you don't have to do it.
Well, I do have the puppet, so.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, we have a raffle. You were kind of, what are you gonna be giving away for the raffle?
A copy of Artie for one raffle, and a second raffle of a poster of Artie, and if anybody wants it signed, I would be more than happy to sign it for you.
So does everybody have their raffle ticket?
Yay!
Oh, nobody won yet.
Oh.
Pick it out. You got a good one?
Oh.
Read the number.
376804.
376804. There you go. That's for you. That's for you.
You want to sign it? I'll sign it for you.
We'll sign it.
Oh, you want the,
afterwards.
oh, can she take, oh, sure.
Oh, she wants the poster?
Yeah,
I
sure.
have the book already.
Yeah.
Oh, take the poster. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
All right,
This one's,
so that was for the poster. Now,
okay.
for the book. I don't want 2 copies.
Let's
I
see.
already have the
376807.
376807.
Hey!
So we're almost out of time. Do you have any final thoughts?
Fantastic. This was so much fun.
See, and you were worried.
I was nervous. I've never been on the radio. So, yeah, if you have a dream, don't give up. Just work hard and you'll get whatever you work hard for.
Charlie, final thought?
I hope it's not my final thought, as our friend says. But I just want to thank Penny so much. It's a great book. Everybody look into this book. Go get it. It's terrific. Thank you so much for coming down on such a bad night. And also, just a very quick note. I don't know when this is going to air, but this week was the 45th anniversary of the assassination of John Lennon. And in his honor, I just like to say, let's give peace a chance and be nice to everyone. It doesn't cost anything.
So my final thought is this. First of all, thank you, Penny, for coming out and being a guest on the show. Like I said, I am really impressed and amazed by not only what you've managed to do, but the passion and the creativity that's gone behind it. You had such great personality. I was sitting across from you, and I just saw it then. I was like, this person seems a very interesting person. I want to talk to her. I want to have her on the show. And you exceeded my expectations on your creativity, your passion, your imagination, and your hard work. So it's not just that it's believing in yourself. You actually also put the hard work in. And that's something that I think everybody should pay attention to. It's not enough just to want it, but you have to do the work as well. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you being a guest on our show.
Oh, thank you.
So that about does it for this week on
Does
It Came
it
From the
really,
Radio.
Mark? Does it?
Join us right here any week on this radio station. If you miss any part of the show,
Tough.
go to our website, www.itcamefromtheradio.com. There's a little hooey. The archives will be there up in a week or so. And we'll see you next time for our next live show at the East Meadow Public Library in front of a live studio audience.
Yay!
On Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, next year, for our 100th live show, we're going to have comic book creator Mike Kingston, plus a special mystery guest professional wrestler will be at the show.
Oh my God, I'm
So
going
guys-
to show up then.
So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on It Came From the Radio.
Thank you, guys.
You've been listening to It Came From the
All right,
Radio
I had it with
with
you
Mark
people.
Torrance. The views of the show's
Thank you,
hosts
guys, for
and
coming.
guests